We covered quite a bit. What do you think about like? Okay, we talked about community relationships. Tyrese came out recently. Usually guys don't do this. Especially in the hip hop R&B, they don't come out publicly and address their significant other. And what he's going through. How do you feel about that? Is it because we talked about having discussions? Is it does it make sense or is it?
I don't know how coming out. So you get to a place where you're frustrated. Also, that you feel like I just got to talk about it, or elicit sympathy or whatever. They don't know how to manage. How should I say? It's so much. You have to know how to manage problems. You have to know how to manage success. You have to know how to manage your family. These are things that you have to have the basic things put inside of you,
Mhm.
so that you want to do good. You want to take care of that person, whatever. You don't want to strike. I'm going to strike back. I'm going to say this to her.
Well, let me ask you a question. I mean, do you think it makes sense to just because now everything's online, everything people which you get judged online before
Which
you
is
get
even
judged
more
in court.
dangerous now.
So, do you think it makes sense for people to come out and address the public? Because everyone's doing that. Everyone's doing that. Diddy came out recently addressing his issues before the issue became the issue it is now. Is there a healthier way to communicate, or do we just need to
Well, it
everybody
depends
just
on
shut the hell up? Like, what do we do?
you can't. Right now, it's the wild, wild west. I mean, just everybody tells everything, shows everything. There's no. That started with the internet years ago. They used to show fights. Do you remember that? That
I mean,
people.
World Star Hip Hop. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They showed our community acting crazy.
But you're promoting that when you show
I left
things
the
like
country. I
that.
don't live here anymore, so technically,
I'm not
I
talking
don't know
about
these
you.
people. Okay. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
if I only care about you, then what the hell am I doing here? I'm
Oh
talking
my
about
goodness.
I got common sense. I can with the
I know you do.
music, with the world star hip hop, all that. I said, oh God, I said we've lost. We've lost. I knew back then. I said we've lost this battle here, because with music and poetry.
Mhm. What do we do to move forward? How do you think? Do you think we have a chance? Like, how do we the community? Because music is what drove this thing. So you brought all these people into the industry. You were there with their families, very personal,
Mhm.
and you're fundamental in a lot of these people's lives. Even
Well,
giving them the voice to
some of them have changed, and I mean, I'm happy that some of them have done really well. Taking care of their families, and
Mhm.
it's not as uh,
Do you think they're happy though? Because now a big thing is, well, look what hip hop has done to our community. We haven't like what have we built?
yeah.
What is the institution?
I'm looking forward to. I haven't talked to Snoop and them in a minute, and I started thinking about that.
Mhm.
I want to talk to him, and because they're grown now, and
They're
they know
grown
what, and they know
and
the
they have
influence. They
children.
have children. They know the influence, and look at T.I.'s son, King.
Hmm.
I couldn't believe it that he's acting like a thug and saying "f you" and everything. Now, this is recent, but like 2 years ago, I was with King, and
Oh.
he loves Michael Jackson.
Hmm.
Loves Michael Jackson. He found out that I had been to Japan with Michael Jackson,
Hmm.
and so he said, "Tell me all about it." That's what he wanted to know about him. I said, "Well, my girlfriend was his manager, and so I'm going to put you on the phone with her and let her tell you all about it." And he was so excited about it, just as sweet as he can be. And
Hmm.
then now he's like a thug.
There's a thug. Nice trap. There's a,
Yeah.
yeah. So you think there's hope?
Oh, I have to think that this. I have to.
What are you gonna do
Okay.
about it? You created this mess.
I know. I was a part. I was
I
a
learned it
part
by
of
watching you. So, so what is your legacy? What are you
Well,
gonna
you
leave
can't
behind?
really
How are you
change
gonna?
anything unless you're part of it. You have to be on the inside. You can't be on the outside. Have to
Hmm.
talk. I talked to them all the whole time. I used
Hmm.
to have meetings during when we have our music conventions, and I said, "This is dangerous. This is leading our people the wrong way." And I said, "There's no See, the upper people, the ones who really make all the money up there, they want this out.
Yeah, yeah.
They ain't gonna have it in their community.
But we all know that. So we know this. Like, they won't even let their own children listen to this stuff.
Yes.
But this is what they push and, into our community. This is how these guys get signed to these record labels, to these deals and everything.
It's raw, man. You should hear this, and you should see them when they were trying to embrace rap music. I'm like, they were so corny, trying to imitate.
That's the guy's
black
name. Clive Davis is who I was thinking about. Clive Davis. Yeah.
I love Clive.
Good guy?
But yeah,
You should talk to, what's his name? Dame Dash about that. See what he says.
I know. But Dame
Did you ever run into Dame Dash?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think of him? You can text me later.
Well,
But Clive was a good guy, you said.
well, Clive wants. They're all about money.
Yeah,
So that's it.
It is a money industry.
They wouldn't let that. They said we don't want that stuff in our community. They didn't want it in their community, but their community, the kids eat it up.
So maybe it's time to go back to Clive and say, hey, because you're like on the Mount Rushmore of this thing, You were like the auntie bringing these guys in, these rappers.
Right, and I was in the industry. I was having meetings with them, sessions.
But they weren't ready to hear it.
They weren't because and you couldn't do anything.
It's 50 years of hip hop.
But wait, you couldn't do anything about it at that time.
Yeah.
But now we all have access to promoting our own
Exactly.
music. We don't have to go through a label. You understand? And that's another beauty of it, that we're figuring that out
Yeah.
now. Now there are artists that still have to be with the label, but there are many artists that don't have to be with the label. So that's going to change.
So this might be a good time to.
This is a good time to talk about these things now that we're in control.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing that put us in the situation that promoted the bad stuff. You understand what I'm saying?
I totally understand. I get it. Did you ever meet Tupac?